Good day, Mr. Barcarce. I am Giancarlo Furio from PA12, and I am here to answer my one chosen question from those questions that you have given to us as our oral examination in the contemporary world subject. The question, it is in number 4. Differentiate and discuss modernization theory and dependency theory. Cite example of countries pertaining to their experience. Modernization theory versus dependency theory. Definition: modernization theory is an approach to understanding how traditional or underdeveloped societies transform to modern societies. In contrast, dependency theory is an approach to understanding the economic development of a country in terms of external influences like political, economic, and cultural effects on national development policies. Explanation and discussion for modernization theory. This theory is a major perspective in the sociology of national development and underdevelopment since the 1950s. Moreover, it mainly focuses on the ways in which past and present pre-modern societies become modern through economic growth and change in political, social, and cultural structures. In general, modernization theories focuses on economic growth within societies, and they study social, political, and cultural consequences of economic growth. They also study the conditions that are important for industrialization and economic growth to occur. Furthermore, industrialization, globalization, and urbanization are concepts related to modernization. For dependency theory, this theory mainly explains the economic underdevelopment of former colonies, non-industrialized countries. This theory suggested that the increase in the wealth of the richer nations is at the expense of the poorer nations. According to this theory, it is the peripheral position of the poor countries in the world economy that mainly cause underdevelopment. Resources flow from a periphery of poor and underdeveloped nations to a core of wealthy nations, enriching the richer nations at the expense of the poor nation. Generally, underdeveloped countries offer a cheap raw materials and labor on the world market. The rich countries buy them and transform them into finished goods. The poor countries then end up buying the finished products at high prices. This drains the capital they can devote to upgrading their own productive capacity. In short, it is a vicious circle that continues the division of the world economy between a poor periphery and a rich core. Differences between modernization theory and dependency theory. The main difference between modernization theory and dependency theory is that modernization theory mainly focuses on rich and developed countries, while dependency theory mainly focuses on poor and underdeveloped countries. Core concept: according to modernization theory, increase in technology will make all nations wealthy, and poor nations can follow the path of the richer and modernized nations took. However, according to dependency theory, some nations became rich at the expense of the poor nations, especially through colonization. The concept of rich countries. In modernization theory, richer countries are a solution to the problem of poverty, while in dependency theory, rich countries are the cause of global poverty. Thus, this is the difference between modernization theory and dependency theory. Example of countries pertaining to their experience. Modernization theory. This theory looks at internal dynamics while referring social and cultural structures and the adaptation of new technologies. Some nations, including China, see modernization as a guide to rapid development. Dependency theory. This theory was officially developed in the late 1960s, following the World War II, as scholars search for the root of issue in the lack of development in Latin America, Africa, and Asia.